I'm Ta Wee from Universiti Hussein, Malaysia. Today I share with you about the managing autism in ASEAN, institutional preparedness and challenges. Since yesterday to now, I think most of the presenter and then you're expert in brain and so on. I'm not. I'm the environmentalist, and then my PhD in environmental management and master in environmental management. And now, and my undergraduate is in geography. So I'm more to look into the issue on the management perspective. Especially about the brain, about the people. So today I share with you about one of my main concern, and then my main project in ASEAN is about the ASEAN autism mapping. So I use a part of the data to share with you all about the ASEAN current in the managing autism. Okay. Here is my power. Okay. Contents of the presentation include the introductions, autism in ASEAN, institutional involvement in managing autism, institutional preparedness, challenges, recommendation, and conclusions. You're very scientist, the analysis, data analysis, but my side is more toward the social scientist aspect. So introduction, I think all of you already understand what is autism. Autism refers to the range of condition characteristic by some degree of impaired social behavior, communication and languages, and narrow range of the interest and the activity. They are both unique to the individual and carried out repetitively. So autism begin in childhood and tend to persist into the adolescence and then adulthood. So this is the lifespan of the autistic. We always talk about it. So the current prevalence estimated of the person with the autism globally is appropriately at the 1% of population worldwide. It's a large number. So as a UN concerns, on the 2nd of April, they announced as the World Autism Awareness Day. So there is from the UN General Assembly on December 2007. So in crafting resolutions 62/139, members of the UN General Assembly acknowledge the Convention on the Right of the Child, UN Human Rights, and then the Convention of the Right of the Person with Disability, which grant the right and freedom to live in dignity and live in the full life of the community as the other children do, and be reliant economically in adulthood. So they are concerned about not only the certain period, the childhood, but it bring it to the lifespan of the people with autism. I think you all are expert in scientists in brain and so on. So for the definitions, I keep it out from the diagnostic and statistic manual. These are the 5. So they divided 2 core areas of the autism. First is the persistence deficit in social communication and social interaction across multiple contexts. So secondly is the resistant and repetitive pattern of behavior, interest, or activity. So they divided into these 2 before they divide into the 3. So this is somewhat behavior of the autism people, person with autism. So what happened to the current ASEAN member states about autism issue? Yeah, my study area is cover 10 ASEAN countries. It includes Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, the Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand. Yeah, I visited these 10 countries. So this is the main player in managing autism. We contacted the senior officer meeting social affairs and development in ASEAN level. They call SWANSWAP. We identify this is the main player. The first is the ministry, direct. Secondly is about the NGOs. They will play the main rule in the country perspective. So in Brunei, Darussalam, we have the SWANSWAP, Brunei Darussalam, Ministry, Culture, Youth, and Sport Master. And Master, this is the institution of the, not institution, I think it's a school, it's a school for autism people. Yeah, and then Cambodia Disability Action Council, Cambodian Autism Network, Laos, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Thailand, Singapore, and Vietnam. Yeah, so it's a huge project, and then we do cover these 10 countries. It's a hard task. Yeah, so from the statistics of people with autism in ASEAN state, Brunei's ratio male to female is 2.6 to 1. Cambodia male to female is 2.6 to 1. So Laos is no data. Indonesia is a ratio person with disability to autism is 59 to 1. So Malaysia is a 1.6 in 1,000. Yeah, so it's about 21,287 number registered. Yeah, so in Myanmar have no such of the data. The Philippines also. Thailand is about 0.6% from the total person with disability. Yeah, Singapore is a 1 in 150 children has autism. So Vietnam is about 200,000 people with autism. So in the huge range of the number, you see, actually in ASEAN itself, we don't have the specific data. Yeah, just estimated and estimated. I think the only one is Malaysia. We do have the number of registered. Yeah, other is based on the ratio. Other is based on the international standard. So, in terms of the preparedness, before I go to the preparedness, I want to sharing some data. This is the international worldwide. It's about 1% of the world population has autistic, and prevalence in the US. This is data from US. Is estimated is 1 in 59 births. So the range is very high. So more than 3.5 million Americans live with an autism spectrum disorder. Autism is the fastest growing developmental disability. So the other point is the prevention has increased by 6 to 15% each year from 2002 to 2010. Increasing of the people with autism is not because the birth or the child with autism is increased. No, because of awareness of the awareness among the society was increased. So the preparedness among the ASEAN institutions. First, we look into the 6 preparedness. They already have it, but not really strong, because the ASEAN look into the person with autism is the part of the disability. But somehow the person with autism is not disability. Yeah, they have the two top, yeah, two set of them, two type of the scholar look into it. The preparedness, we can look into the law and regulation aspect, early intervention program, healthcare program, education program, employment program, and social service program. For the law and regulation, if I list down the law and regulation in ASEAN for the all total 10 countries, no problem with each country. They do mention autism autism into their law. But the concerns, most like concern is the ASEAN country has included person with autism as a disabled person categorized by law. So, however, only a few countries have the developed specific national autism plan and strategy, while some ASEAN countries have adopted ad hoc measurement for people of the person with autism in sectoral law about all relating to education, health, and social care. So they back to the principle of the person with person with disability, look into the educational, health, and social care aspect. So in general, sectoral law are more limited in scope than autism plan. Yeah, this is the first preparedness. We do have it, but still lack. Okay, secondly is the early intervention program. Okay, I think at this point, ASEAN country, I think because the person with autism, they are a part of the disabled people. So for the program, intervention program, I think they do have. Yeah, like Malaysian, you just baby just you just get birth, baby will test for the autistic or not. Yeah, a lot of series of the checking for all the newborn baby. Yeah. So in other countries also have it, but we still lacking in the specific program. Yeah, especially the standard of intervention program. Yeah. Healthcare program should not be a problem. Yeah, all countries 100% support person with disability. Yeah, all countries, they have a huge, many type of the programs, yeah, to develop person with disability. Yeah. So educational program, yeah, we do have specific in ASEAN, yeah, because they embark into disability people, they go to the government school. They are not specific divided type based on the category of disability. No, they all embark and then in the one class learning the same thing, and then because of the lacking of the teachers, also one issue. Yeah, so a lot of the many they can see saying that people with autism, they have a specific school. It is conducted by the private school. Yeah, private school. Yeah, except Singapore. Singapore do it very well. Yeah, in terms of disabled people. These are people with autism. Yeah. Okay, employment program. Nowadays in ASEAN, many countries they are given the tax free for those hiring person with disability or person with autism in their industrial or in their firm. Okay, this is something I think we are very encouraging. So now in ASEAN itself also, they have the spatial workshop looking into the employment aspect. Yeah, for the person with autism, because this is a lifespan of the people from the adult, from the child to childhood to the adult. Okay, so the preparedness we have it, but maybe just they have the no spatial link toward to the aspect of the master plan for disabled. Master plan, specific master plan or strategy plan for a person with autism. Social services program I have provided. Yeah. Cool. So we look into the autism and intellectual development disorder journey based on FIN 2013. Look into the stages. So means when we develop the specific policy or program intervention, the program of education or vocational have to base on the type of the this range from the surveillance or screening for the baby and kids, okay, childhood diagnosis, clinical evaluations. Yeah, for diagnosis aspect, we do have the problem now. Many countries use their different method. I'm not sure now, maybe we have the friends from Europe, we have friends from India, maybe they can suggest which one is the best. Yeah, because ASEAN itself, based on the practice, the doctor practice. Yeah, they use a spatial form and evaluations. Early intervention, evaluation based on therapy coordination and transition to adult services employment. So this is the description about the 5 stages. But the key sectors is the whole life. The first is the health. Second is the social care. Third is the educational aspect. Yeah. So we need to educate them, but must be based on specific program. So this is some things I want to share. It's divided into the 6. Yeah, preschool is a child, adolescent, young adult, middle age, and senior. Yeah, do remember. Person with autism, they need care. Yeah, that is a burden to the family, burden to the caregiver. Yeah, for the lifelong, for their whole life. Yeah, once the people, the caregiver died, so where they are going? Yeah, for these people. So the challenges. The first is the diagnosis and intervention for person with autism. Yeah, we suggest that is look into the at this stage. Yeah, the challenges is the early diagnosis of autism is important. So diagnosis of adult spectrum disorders can be different since there is no medical test, no blood test. Yeah, it's not just a blood test. Yeah, early screening and diagnosis are required the differences process and increase the number of the competence practitioner. Yeah, or for the early screening and diagnosis and affordable service. So in Malaysia, in ASEAN country, we scared, especially our doctor. For the first 3 years, they say, oh, your kids, we just still at the stage of the interventions, but cannot direct saying, oh, she is a kids of children with autism. No. This is a problem in Malaysia. That's why when they grow faster and then they go to the age like child, maybe go to 6 years, 7 years, their diagnosis is still using the previous, the kids one, is not suit to that particular of the level of the age. Okay. Second is about the family caregiver, guardians, life support burden on caregivers. So some countries consider the change in family structure. Yeah, sometimes the burden always go to the women. Yeah, the labor market issue, globalized job. Yeah, and there's also increase in divorce rate. This happened. Yeah, my friends, yeah, also divorced because the family cannot accept. So he said, why not? I just alone, I bring up my children. Yeah, so lacking of family support services. Yeah. Third point is about educational and vocational services. We look into the issue of educator provider educational programming for the student with the autism. Yeah. So the challenging person with autism in South Asian country are placements issue, lack of the competence teacher. Yeah, autism specific education program available at a certain area with the priority provide at the urban area. So how about countryside area? There is no such of the services. Yeah. Last is point 4 is about the social stigma. Yeah, I think everyone, yeah, knowing, understanding the scenario in ASEAN. Yeah. Social stigma is very high and less understanding about the person with autism and less understanding about the burden among the caregiver, family, and guardians. Point 5 is employment for person with autism. Unemployment rate is for adults still low. Yeah, still high, sorry, it's a very high. So low wages, So now, lack of understanding about them from the employer side and staff. Yeah, no, all companies have the awareness and willing to employ them. Yeah. Point 6 is a facility for person with autism. Yeah, some of them need spatial facility at home. Yeah, even though in the school. Yeah. So point 7 is the lack of appropriate data management and research. Yeah, we do a lot of the data and research on the person with disability for others. But when we come to the autism, yeah, it's a lack. So we have lacking of the comprehensive information. Yeah, okay. Also the quality epidemiological research also we are lacking. Okay. Number 8 point we are highlighted is empowerment of resources. We should create awareness among parents, professionals, and government authority. Yeah, we should create awareness. If parents always keep their kid with autism at homes, so poor, yeah. So we need to create the awareness. The first step is must come from our family, parents, yeah, from my view. Okay. So recommendation. Now I come to the last part. Yeah, the recommendations I come out with the 8 recommendations. First is enhance the capacity of the healthcare system, provide the quality diagnosis and intervention, and with the evidence-based therapy. Important. Yeah, we must be provide. Secondly is providing the inclusive education. Yeah, we need spatial individual education program, IEP. Yeah, we need to train our clinicians or doctor. Yeah, we need to have the formal training program, support individual and family as they are engaged in self advocacy and self-determinations. Yeah. Number 3 is create the public awareness. Go back to the basic awareness. Yeah, we have to throw our cultural stigma. Yeah, we need to have the program awareness trainings. Number 4 is development community-based rehabilitations CVR program. Yeah, rehabilitation programs create the spatial skill training. Yeah, for the caregiver. We need to have the spatial module. Yeah, for those that they caregiver at home daily with the person with autism. Yeah, create a community-based support environment. Yeah, we need to support the family. Yeah, and then the number 5 is to strengthen national capacities in caring for children, young and adult with autism. We need to strengthen come up with the master plan. Yes, the solutions, the strategy, very specific for each level of the person with the autism. Number 6 is a support person with autism at workplace. Yeah, develop job coach. Yeah, this one I think at the moment in Thailand, I think I do visit sometimes. They are well programmed. Yeah, in terms of the create the job coaching training standards. Yeah, provide job coaching services. And 7 is strengthen research and data management. If we don't have the specific data, we couldn't ask the authority, especially decision maker, our ministry, to come out with the spatial plan for them. They will categorize them still into the person with ability. It's not a person with autism specific program or master plan for them. Yeah, we need to do the survey. Yeah. So last is to establish a global partnership. Yeah. At the country itself, we couldn't run alone. Yeah, it's the ASEAN. We look into the perspective of the global partnership. Yeah, we can learn from each other. So as a conclusion, autism spectrum disorder, yeah, represent a group of lifelong neurodevelopmental disorder emerging during early childhood and interfering with a person is able to socialize related to an interaction with others. So autism is a primary of a lifelong conditions required a condition set of the service across the health, education, and social sector. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, and any questions from floor?